So, but this out here, so he will make me laugh. He goes, like
You know we're live right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it's the second of two. I told you guys I'll be back. You know, I wanted to be live a little earlier, but I was watching the Panthers game. Shout out to the Panthers. They're up 3-0. About to sweep these boys out the playoffs.
We ain't playing.
We ain't playing this year, but we're here for the boxing. You know, shout out to everybody that's going to be tuning in, and shout out to everybody watching the playback. Whether you're tuning in now or whether you're tuning in later, please smash that like button so that the YouTube algorithms know that you rock with True School Sports.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know it's a special live because, you know, earlier I was by myself. Earlier. Now we got Pop. So I would expect this to be a much more colorful, more energetic, more eventful live. So Pop, you got anything on your mind?
Yeah.
Any opening statements?
Man, I was in fucking Miami Beach
today,
and boy, I was looking at una nalgota. Fucking nice legs today. Beautiful fucking woman.
Sure.
5 days I've been going to Miami Beach. Not to the beaches. I have things to deal with, but around the rich area, and I fucking went back and forth to Brickell. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
My eyesight is bad, but I always pass it when I go through there.
There you go. Your eyesight improves when you go through there.
God bless to Nico. Happy birthday to my brother Jaime.
Yeah. Hannah Chevelle says dark. What you mean dark? What do you mean by dark?
You have dark shirts on?
I don't know what that means. He says dark.
What
does dark mean? I don't know what dark means. But
good.
Listen, I wanted to come to here right quick just to give my little thoughts on this Saudi Arabia USA card, because now you got Turki Alashikh bringing his little venture to. It says they can't see my face.
What?
It says they can't see my face. Let me see.
Man, what kind of shit is this?
Tell me you can't see my face.
You just got blind. You need to go to the eye doctor.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking with you guys. It could be something with YouTube or something.
StreamYard.
Yeah.
They said the screen is black. Are you serious? The screen is actually black. This is ridiculous. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Put on pause.
All right. Can you see us now? Can you guys see us now? Are we good?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Let us know in the chat. Because you guys are saying the screen is black and I'm trying to see.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
There we go. All right. We're good now. We're good.
Back. Thank you so much.
So look, I'm just here to sound off on the Saudi card and go ahead and give my take on each fight, you know, because now you got Turki Alashikh venturing to the States. I mean, if you just take a look at the card and let me try a screen share again. Maybe it's because of the screen share. I don't know why I went black. That's kind of weird. That's very odd.
We never had that before.
That's very odd. But look, looking at the card, because this is what we're here to talk about, which is the whole Saudi Arabia USA card. Turki Alashikh bringing his talents down to the good old US of A. Funny enough, you got fighters from Golden Boy on this card. You got fighters from PBC on this card. You got fighters from Matchroom on this card. You got fighters from every promotional company in boxing,
the Cuba,
apart from Top Rank. You know, Top Rank's the only company that's not represented on this card. But you know, we've seen Top Rank fighters fight on Saudi cards, so we know that they're willing to work. So
sure,
it looks like Turki Alashikh has become the mediator of boxing because I mean, on what world did you ever think you would see Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz? Not even as it's not even a co-main event.
That is so.
It's
crazy.
on the card. It's not even a co-main event. Virgil Ortiz versus Tszyu. You know, but just to run through the fights real quick, and we'll go through each one of them individually.
Sure.
Main event: Crawford Madrimov. Co-main event: Cruz, Valenzuela. Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz. Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller. David Morrell versus Hot Rod Kalajic, and then Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran. That's your card. So really strong card. Lot to discuss. We'll start with the main event. We'll start the main event because obviously this is what I'm most excited about. Who? Terence Crawford. He's back, and he will be he's vying for his fourth title or fourth weight division title. You know, because he's gonna try to become a 4-division world champion. And he's taking on a guy that you don't know much about, and you're writing him off.
I don't know nothing about
Israil Madrimov's a very good fighter.
But please, come on. If you're gonna, I don't know if that's the weakest title holder on that division, or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, I don't care how good this guy is. Respect to him. He's got a belt and whatever.
I can assure you, by the way, he's not the weakest champion.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, Crawford could have got a better fight. I'm sorry to fucking tell you.
So
he was one.
Should he fight Sebastian Fundora?
Yeah, that would have been a better fight.
I don't think it's a better fight.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Absolutely not.
You think you're rating this guy?
Yes, 1,000%
higher than Fundora.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes. The weakest champion, by the way, is this guy, Bakram Metalatsev. Now he could have fought him, or he could have fought Josh Kelly.
Oh no.
So this could have been a lot worse. You know, he could have did it worse than Israil Madrimov. I'm okay with him fighting Israil Madrimov. You know, but just to break it down stylistically, you know. Israil Madrimov, he's from Uzbekistan. Okay. I actually call him the golden boy of Uzbek boxing because he's the most popular Uzbek fighter there is. And yes, and unlike a lot of the Uzbek fighters that have been losing their world title fights, like Otabek Komatov and a couple other fighters that he actually won his world title fight. So he's a champion and he's beloved in his country.
Aggressive style, boxer, fighter. What is he? Does he like to dance?
He's got elite footwork, respectable punching power.
Can he challenge Crawford? That's my question.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I think Terence will win, but yeah,
okay.
Fun fact: he was Bivol sparring partner, main sparring partner for the Canelo fight.
Okay,
so good fighter. Like I said, Terence could have did a lot worse than this. He could have fought Josh Kelly, which is what I actually thought at one point he was gonna do. Because I'm like, man, that'd be free money, if they had discriminated with Josh Kelly. But look, he wins this fight, then all of a sudden you look at the rest of the division. I know. He's been mandated to fight Sebastian Fundora in X amount of days. Okay. Should he win the fight? And then you have Jermell Charlo, who's the champion of recess, who could just come out of nowhere. Always had to do was tell the WBC or the WBA that, hey, I want to come back and fight Crawford. So you have he's the elephant in the room as well.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I just feel that I get the point that he wants to be a 4-time division champion. So. That's why he chose this guy and blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I'm not excited for this fight. Fuck Crawford.
Damn.
I like Crawford. I'm a big fan.
What fight should he be fighting?
Me, honestly?
Yeah.
You're going to disagree with me, but I'm going to tell you. He should be fighting Bruce Ennis.
No, I want to see that fight.
The fans want to see that. Fuck this guy.
But you know what Terence Crawford going to say?
What?
Not in that division no more. 154.
Okay. So Boots moves up. If I guarantee you.
Boots is not moving up.
Hold on. Because he was matchroom.
He gets announced his next fight already. He's fighting Cody Crowley.
Another fucking garbage fight.
In Philly. It's like homecoming fight.
Listen, Eddie Hearns, I know you listen to me a lot. You heard me when I screamed at you that one time. Okay? When I screamed at you over there, the Andre thing. But honestly, you need to get Boots going, active, not with no fucking this. Move him up to 154 and let him challenge somebody like Crawford. The fans want to see that. It will sell more, make more money. It's more exciting. This guy might be good. Momodu, whatever his name is. But to me, it doesn't ring a bell to me. I don't know nothing about him. You're right. So I don't know nothing. So you're right. But Crawford could have done better than that. The fuck out of here with that. So if he gets that, so you're telling me if he gets that as a title, 4 division title, that's a respectable
4 division champion.
Okay.
They can't say nothing to him.
Okay.
At that point. Hand History Vault says that Madrimov is a cherry pick.
Thank you. I don't even know much about him, but thank you.
And he said that Madrimov has 2 notable names on his resume. He's a prospect with the title.
Hey,
just so you know,
I like what
how many fights do you think Madrimov has on his record?
10.
He's got 11.
Who the fuck is? I mean, please. And you want me to get excited over that? Alashik's been paying everybody all kinds of money. He's been paying every fighter whatever he wants for every card or whatever. Why the hell did he agree? I know Crawford's a big name, but why? If he said he wants the big fights, he should have put Crawford with somebody else. I'm not excited for that fight. I'm sorry. Now, I'm more excited for the Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz fight.
You're getting ahead of me.
Okay. I'm just telling you straight up, but that's the fight that I would pay to see. Crawford and some guy I don't know from Uzbekistan who only has 2 of 10 fights.
11
fights. It doesn't do shit for me.
But it gives Crawford the chance to become a 4 division champion.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
But honestly, look, he's not the weakest champion in the division. He's not.
So you give me
Bakram Metalatsev is the weakest champion in the division.
Where's he from too?
I think he's from Russia.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a decent fighter.
I mean, I'm just saying. What is it? 160?
154.
154. Damn, we got the Charlo left. The Tszyu's still there.
Yeah.
Holy crap! And Fundora.
So maybe the winner of that fight could fight Crawford.
Who?
Tszyu and Virgil.
That's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a good fight. That make me hungry right there. Crawford and Madrimov.
What's his name?
Madrimov. No, I'm not trying to be joking. I'm being serious. Yeah, but I mean, I respect you.
What if Madrimov beats Crawford then?
That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Not with 10 fights under your belt. That ain't happening. I'm gonna go. I like hand, and I ain't trying to dick right hand history revolt, but I like a lot of the comments that he says throughout the whole not his life,
just most subjects,
his knowledge. So you know what? I'm riding with him. This motherfucker is a motherfucker with a belt who's a prospect. Thank you, Henry Revolt.
All right, so
I
want to talk big picture. All right, Turki Alashikh is officially entering the U.S. market. What is all this? I'll ask the chat this too. What does Saudi boxing and Riyadh season and Turki Alashikh entering the U.S. What do you guys think it means for boxing in the U.S. long term? And do you guys think now with this happening, with Boots now being with Eddie Hearn and with them now entering the U.S. market, is there now a clear pathway to make a Gerard and his Terence Crawford fight?
I think that would definitely happen. I'm just saying I mean, Boots is gonna come up there, do what he's gotta do, but I don't know exactly how fast Eddie Hearn's gonna move him against the elites. I don't think Boots will be getting no fucking tune-up with fucking
Cody Crowley,
and he's decent fighter, but all this and that. No, Boots.
It's just a homecoming fight to build him in Philly. That's all that is.
Okay,
that's what that is.
So that's only 100.
He was gonna fight him anyway when he was a PBC. That was a fight that was already like IBF already ordered it. You know, he was supposed to.
So a lot of fans would like to see that.
Cody Crowley and Boots? Yeah. No, but Boots is gonna get a homecoming fight in Philadelphia. That's what that is. That's all that is.
You know how you do that? You get Boots with not a good Philly fighter.
No, that's not happening.
And that will sell out, and they'll make money, and they'll bring on to the next level. Why would you put Boots? You already know his talent against somebody like Crowley.
Because if he gets a knockout and it pleases the hometown fans, then good. That's all that. That's all that is. Don't think no deeper than that. That's all that is. Mm-hmm. But as far as Saudi entering the U.S. boxing market, I mean, look, when you look at the card, like I mentioned, you have fighters from Matchroom, fighters from Golden Boy, fighters from PBC. So now I think, you know, even the biggest skeptics of Turki Alashikh, who knows how long this will last? You know, who knows? But while he is out here making the big fights, and while it does last, I feel like he's being a mediator for boxing. Like now, there's actually an independent guy whose only interest is just to see the biggest and best fights. Because if you guys remember, on the very first day of 90 Days of Boxing, you know, that faithful 90-day series, which changed the course of boxing history forever. Yeah. The very first live we ever did, where we were talking about the benefits of Turki Alashikh in boxing, and we kind of like evaluated his story and whatnot. And like the guy's had health problems, so he's made it very clear that because he has health problems and because he doesn't know how long he's gonna be alive, he wants to see these fights quickly and swiftly, and that's why fights are getting made quickly and swiftly.
Well, I think once you're a king from Saudi Arabia and there's a lot of oil, there's a lot of money in there, I think you can shit $100 bills and $100 million. It don't make no difference. So the money is there to go get. The money's there to offer to big fights. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. I just think, in my opinion, I understand what you're saying about Crawford. I'm gonna go back to Crawford and this guy right here getting the 4th division. I understand the importance for Crawford to get that. Respect to him, but I just think how she could put a better opponent in front of him.
It is what it is. We got to acknowledge some comments because Hyro says, "You forgot about me, man. Eddie Hearn, sick or sucks?" Because I know you don't like Eddie Hearn. What is that? He says, "All I see is PBC. Turkey understands that Eddie doesn't know how to put events in America."
No, I'm not going to say that. I think the biggest thing what's happening is, and I guarantee you, Eddie had to put his mind into this. He probably advised. He didn't tell Alashikh she got the money, but he advised Alashikh, why don't we do this? Why don't we try to expand this more to the American crowds that can't make it to the Saudi area and put the fights out there with your name behind it, which I think it's a good business idea because it benefits the fighters here at the U.S. that can't afford to go, and it can actually have the fights there, decent card, and then actually fills up the plate for the American people and it gives them an appetizer.
Not for sure. And you know, like, and I want to share this with you guys. We'll go to screen share real quick and then just leave your comments down below, guys. Hit the like button, super chat, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. I wanted to show you guys this because I saw this on Twitter before we went live. So this is a screenshot from Turki Alashikh's page, is a profile on Twitter. and it's a screenshot of Oscar De La Hoya messaging him because there had been a tweet that Oscar had sent out about how nobody will take over boxing in this country, and I guess yesterday night, Oscar had messaged Turki Alashikh on Instagram, and he said, "Your Excellency, as a legend in boxing and a humble human being, I thank you for putting on a terrific card in Los Angeles. I appreciate you and I respect you," which is code for thank you for the money.
And I'm gonna say like this: one thing that I will say that I will give credit to Alashikh from Turkey is that he's actually found a way how to get all the promoters to work with each other. Where we don't have, we might disagree with the sanction bodies, whatever they call, whatever moves they make. But as far as promoters making the fights and everything, it's like what you say. He's the mediator to putting this whole pot together, and it's actually perfect.
No, correct. Shout out to everybody here. Chris Review says, "How's everything going, BT and Pops? Hope everything's going well."
Thank you. God bless.
It's been quite a long day for me, but we're making it happen. Second live of the day. Worked out twice today. Went live twice today. So the 2 and 2 special, you know. But we're here. It's good to be here. Hand History Vault says, "I think with the money Saudi is offering, the fights we want are more likely, especially if Tim versus Virgil happens. Virgil has to make it past Thomas Delome this weekend. That's true. And, and he should beat Thomas because Thomas Delome, I mean, he's been shot to pieces for a couple of years now. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't been like a solid contender since Terence Crawford was fighting on HBO. And that was years ago. Right. So if he can't beat him, then he don't got no business fighting. If Virgil can't beat Thomas Delome, he don't got no business fighting nobody. Yeah. Right? And David Esther has a bone to pick with you, Pops. He says, if Pops is hating on Madrimov, or if people, just so you know, Madrimov beat Vladimir Hernandez in his pro debut. You know Vladimir Hernandez, the tough Mexican journeyman, the gatekeeper, the one that fought Troy Isley.
No, I'll be honest with you, David. I'm not hating on him. I don't know much about him. I'm not really mad at Madrimov.
Who?
Madrimov. Yeah, Madrimov. I'm not mad at him. I think that Crawford could have picked.
You're saying it's more of a Crawford thing. Yeah. You hold Terence Crawford to a higher standard. Yeah. So he should be fighting better guys. Yes. And when better guys are brought up to him, like Jerron, and he's overly dismissive.
But I understand why Crawford's doing it too, because of Pro's title of 4 division.
Exactly.
So no matter how
he brings his value up, which will allow him to command bigger paydays. Because look, when a network goes make a fight,
when a network hating on Madrimov.
When a network goes make a fight, and they say, what sounds better? If you're trying to pitch a guy to a network, does a 3-division champion sound better, or does a 4 champion division?
A 4, but they're gonna say
doesn't matter who it's against. No, what sounds better on paper?
No. The casual will say whatever. The avid fans are gonna say, "Who the fuck is Marvin? Whatever the fuck his name is, Marvin? Who the fuck is he? Tell me who he is." That's what they're gonna ask. They're gonna say that unless, like you told me, he's a decent fighter. Yeah, he's only fought 10 fights.
11.
How many knockouts he got?
Right now, he's got I think 8, 7. He's got 7. Got 7 knockouts.
Listen,
and one of them, he knocked out Vladimir Hernandez. Let
me who he fought. I don't know much. Let me see.
It's Vladimir Hernandez.
How you say it, Brendan? If I don't recognize him,
Eric Walker. He fought Michael Soro, good little contender.
Okay.
No. And Terence Crawford, his best win was believe it or not, his best win was let's go to screen share. His best win, and we're talking about Madrimov.
Yeah.
Michael Soro was okay. I mean, he was all right, David. I'm not too gassed on Michael Soro, but in my opinion, the best guy on his resume is his pro debut, Vladimir Hernandez.
He was nasty.
Because Vladimir Hernandez, we went live for a couple of his fights. Vladimir Hernandez is that southpaw Mexican. The record's not pretty, but when you look at the guys he's fought, a lot of people thought he beat a lot of people thought he beat Troy Isley. He took Lorenzo Chuck Simpson's He gave
Julian Williams too.
He beat Julian Williams. He gave so he's not that's a very good one. That win has aged very, very well for Madrimov.
Okay.
So it's not like he's not beat anybody good, but again,
I think it's because I don't know much about him.
Name value, you gotta watch him fight.
Right.
Watch him fight.
But I'll go ahead and go follow what my son says, because usually my son tells me he's a decent fighter. I'll take it for that. Because can he rock? Tell me this: can he rock Crawford like Terencr did at one time when Crawford fell one time? Does he have the power?
You mean Kavaluskis?
Was it Cavalucci?
David Checkers at 160. He never fought Crawford.
Okay,
you're getting your Europeans mixed up.
Yeah, when he almost rocked Crawford, does he have the power to do that to Crawford? Can he rock Crawford?
He can, because he's a naturally bigger guy, and his punches get him point A to point B pretty quick, and he's got good footwork.
Okay,
but again, Terence Crawford, he's a good fighter. Terence Crawford is he's Terence Crawford, so he should do the business and win. But again, They fight the fights for a reason.
Right.
Remember, a lot of people thought Dimitri Bivol was supposed to just get lumped up by Canelo Alvarez when Canelo moved up. Well, that didn't happen.
A lot of people thought that Haney was going to beat the fuck out of Garcia.
Exactly. So you got to fight the fights for a reason. Shout out to Hyro. He has a question for you, Pops. He wants to know if you can talk on the phone. He's been trying to reach you.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and I'll do that after the live if you want me to, or maybe tomorrow. I got a lot of things going on right now, but I'll definitely make time for you, Hyro.
There you go. There's your answer, Hyro. My guy Kevin Effect says smash the like for True School Sports and show some respect. Yes. Listen to Kev. Kev is a wise man. Kev is a wise gentleman.
And Super Chat is even more wise.
That's the wisest thing.
And hit the like. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
But look, it's not just about Crawford. It's not just about Saudi being in the U.S. market. We're going to go down the card now. A lot of fights to talk about.
Okay.
I can't believe that after one fight, I forgot to put in the damn bandage. Is the one I'm most excited about.
Which one?
Virgil Ortiz versus Tim.
My son always says there's one good fight in the whole card. In my opinion,
now there's multiple good fights in this card, but there is.
But Virgil Ortiz against Tszyu, bring it on, baby! I'll pay to see that.
That fight could be a main event on its own, honestly.
Right.
And it's not even co-main event.
So
at least I don't think it is.
As a promoter, let's play whatever you call it thing. You always say
devil's advocate.
The devil's advocate. If you were a promoter, would you put this as a main event, or you think that Crawford, because his name is going to sell or bring more to the?
I mean, they're in LA. Virgil Ortiz, Mexican American. This, in my opinion, this is the actual real main event.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
Like Tszyu has gained a lot of respect from the American fans, even in the loss, because of how he handled himself with all the adversity. This is a great fight. I mean, Virgil Ortiz, the Golden Boy Promotions is finally taking the training. If of course he gets past Thomas Delorme, Golden Boy Promotions is finally taking the training wheels off of him. It's no more Maurice Hooker, no more Michael McKinson, no more Frederick. Like, he's actually gonna fight somebody that when punches are thrown back at him,
he's stepping
those
up.
punches could actually hurt him. Because Golden Boy has been very careful about how they matched him. In my opinion, so far, the best guy he's fought in his career is Michael McKinson. But this is a much different level than Michael McKinson. And I'm gonna finally get a chance to see just how good is the Virgil Ortiz power jab, because I've always said the Virgil Ortiz power jab, I feel really and truthfully is the best in the business.
Who's your favorite?
Virgil Ortiz.
You out of your fucking mind.
You go for Tim?
You out of your fucking mind. Well, I'm going fucking Tszyu. Tszyu got more experience. Tszyu know what I do. Virgil got that beautiful right jab, whatever you always tell me. He got a jab. I like his pressure, Mexican pressure when we come forward and everything. But Tszyu, if Tszyu didn't get hurt with Fondora with this thing, he would have beat Fondora. He would have been world champion. And I'll tell you what, he's gonna come out here and prove a point.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like
he's gonna humble Ortiz and everybody else that don't think that Tszyu's gonna beat him.
I'm gonna tell you like
I'm riding with Tszyu. Australia, stand up.
I'm gonna tell you straight like this. If you thought he had problems with his eyes and his bleeding last fight, don't worry. Virgil gonna close his fucking eyes shut this fight. Virgil's gonna beat Tszyu to a freaking pulp this fight.
No,
the power jab's gonna be too much for him.
So you're saying the pressure.
I like Tim, but Tim fights with his balls too much. And there's certain fighters you can't fight with your balls against. You can't use just your balls and have leaky defense against a guy like Virgil Ortiz. He's too surgical.
I mean, I think, and I like Virgil Ortiz. He's got a beautiful right, like Brandon said. He's got a right jab, and he's got when he's going up for the kill, he pressures you. He does everything right. I'm not hating on him but I just think he's going to come up. I don't think he has enough experience to beat a Tszyu. You're saying that Tszyu has no. You're saying that Tszyu has not enough defense to withstand the power. And
it's not just the power, because when I talk about Virgil Ortiz, if you notice, I never talk about his power. I always talk about his power jab. I talk about his balance. I talk about his work rate. I'm telling you right now, Tszyu cannot outvolume Virgil Ortiz. He cannot outbox Virgil Ortiz. Maybe he might be able to win like a blood and guts, maybe. But coming off the Fondura fight where he lost so much blood, this is one of the worst fights he could have taken.
Has Tszyu fought any fighter
Virgil?
Like the style of Virgil Ortiz?
No, there is no fighter that he could possibly fight with the style of Virgil Ortiz. I'm talking about like the most educated one. It's one of the most educated jabs in the entire sport in any weight class, not just 54, not 40.
Tszyu can take that away from him and counter and whatever.
Tszyu is like straight high guard,
right
aggressive counter puncher. Puts himself in the position to get hit a lot.
So you're saying he's perfect for
I think it's a great, it's gonna be a fun fight. I think Tszyu will have his moments here and there, but I think in the end, the balance, the power jab, the work rate of a Virgil Ortiz is going to slowly and methodically break down Tszyu.
Do you know who Tszyu is?
It's a very good fight. I like Tszyu.
Tszyu is going to show him experience. I always told you, and people always tell me, fuck that experience shit.
No.
We've had before, but I think Tszyu going to ride on this one.
No, Robert Sanchez, shout out to him. He was here earlier. He's here again. Thank you for calling both lives. He says, Virgil better make weight. Yeah, that's the one thing, right? Because we had the whole debacle with the Stanionis fight last year. He didn't make weight twice. He's in a new weight class now. And there's this growing trend in boxing. When guys move up the weight class, they immediately start saying, I can't make the weight in the new weight class. So I don't want to hear about weight problems. He needs to be making this weight and be making it soundly and comfortably.
But technically, if you're moving up, exactly what you just said. So if he can make that weight, this should be.
But it's like, I think a guy's
I would just say this
like
about
Louis Neri. When he moved up,
Mhm.
he said, he had like one fight.
Yeah.
I think he went from 118 to 122. He had a couple fights at 122. Then he said, I got to move to 126. Yeah. And he just showed a lot of discipline. Same thing for now, like Stephen Foreign. Stephen Foreign hasn't even had one fight at featherweight, and he's already been teasing a move to 130.
Listen, I'm gonna put it like this. To me, this is the first time, second time. Second fight, right? 154 for Virgil. I think Virgil is gonna be tested. I think he will go out there, beat that guy, Molona, whatever his name is. He's gonna beat him, fine for him. But you're fighting somebody like Tszyu. I think Tszyu's gonna bring it more, and more so, Tszyu's gonna bring it more. Even you're talking about his bleeding, all this shit, because he lost that fight for Fundora, so he's gonna come out here and make a better point against this guy right here. This guy can bring the pressure on this guy, but I think Tszyu will counter him.
Shout out to Howard, the super chat. He says Henry Garcia is the best father coach in the world, and I'm gonna listen. I know Howard, you're gassed to Henry Garcia because Henry Garcia told Eddie Hearn that he's a piece of shit. So Howard really enjoyed that.
No,
now he likes Henry Garcia.
You know who's the best? I'm gonna tell you straight.
Tell him, Pop.
The fuck up. Who's the best trainer? Quiet. You know when they say the silent. You know, watch out for the silent killers because they fuck you up before you blink your eye. His name is Miguel Leo. If you don't know who he is, you better do your motherfucking homework.
There you go. I'll second that. And apart from Miguel Leo, I'll say Shingo Inoue and Anatoly Lomachenko. Yep. You know, those are also great. And Teofimo Lopez Sr., the trainer of the year.
Yeah. You still talking that? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited for that fight. I'm excited for the I'm getting far myself. So
but as far as listen, I'll tell you this. If Crawford is victorious against Madrimov, which many people think he's going to be victorious against Madrimov, I want Crawford to fight the winner of this fight.
Oh shit!
I would love to see Terence Crawford fight Virgil Ortiz. That's a fight I always wanted to see. I think again, I know a lot of people probably wouldn't give Virgil a chance, but again, I reiterate, and I will reiterate this until.
Are you saying that?
I will always reiterate this. That power jab is the equalizer to anybody.
Let me ask you a question.
And his balance.
Has Crawford fought a fighter? Hold on. But the beautiful power jab that he's got and that pressure that he brings in you constantly as the fight goes on.
Yeah, you know who that was? Earl Spence.
No. You're trolling me on that, right? Are you serious?
Earl Spence has a very good jab.
He ain't better than fucking Ortiz. No way. He ain't better than Ortiz.
I don't think that version of him was better than Virgil.
No,
Ortiz.
at that night, and all due respect to Spence.
Nah, he hasn't fought anyone like Virgil. And I would love that fight because again.
Hold on. I'll say one more thing. Would you think him switching from southpaw to orthodox? You know that all the tools that Crawford brings to the table, would that affect Virgil if they ever fought? That's the question of the day when I asked you.
Make the fight.
Okay.
Make the damn fight. I don't know. Who cares? Like I'm tired. Like I'm not gonna annoy nobody no more. Make the damn fights.
And we gotta see them.
Gotta see them. Like I don't give a damn if it's Crawford, Boots, Inoue, whomever it may be. We're not anointing anybody anymore. Tank. Whoever, if they really are that great, make the fight, and we'll find out in the ring where the truth always gets told.
Okay,
you know
that's a good point.
Let's do that. Shout out to my guy Red. He says salute to BT and Popson.
God bless you,
Next
Red.
Gen Combat Sports TV said what's good? What's good, man? Just here doing the second live of the day after I did 2 workouts today. So the 2 and 2 special.
That's it.
You know, being productive, being a productive member of society. You know. Red says Ortiz. Yes, it will be. To me, it's the most interesting fight on the card because now we get to really finally see how good is Virgil Ortiz. I think David made the point. Somebody made the point that and Derek said if Virgil is strong and explosive, he stops timid, and he's never not been those things. He's always been strong, and explosive.
Yeah.
Those are some great adjectives that you could use to describe Virgil Ortiz.
And Virgil's always been big anyway for the weight, so he's gonna come in there big anyway. He's gonna test Tszyu.
Kevin Effect says Golden Boy is very strategic with matchmaking. They must be confident with Virgil to allow exactly. And I'm confident in Virgil. Again, I don't care if it's Crawford. I don't care if it's Tszyu. I don't care if it's Boots. Anyone who fights Virgil Ortiz is in for hell on earth because of that power jab he's got, the balance he's got, the work rate he's got.
Mm-hmm.
People keep looking at it. I feel like Virgil Ortiz, and obviously he hasn't fought the caliber of opposition as the guy I'm about to mention, but he kind of, when people talk about him, he kind of goes through the same thing that Archer Beterbiev goes through, because they look at his record, he's got all knockouts, and they don't even realize that he's actually a complete fighter. He can actually box, he can punch, he can do a lot of things in that boxing ring. You know, they don't see the full picture of what he really brings to the table, you know?
We're about to find out.
Right? We got another super chat from Haro. He says, "Man, where are those non PBC prime events?"
What's his point?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Are you saying what's going on with PBC? Oh, they're not putting the big fights on. I will say, isn't Rayo PBC fighter? Isn't Cruz a PBC fighter?
Yeah, so
Is that what you're getting at?
We're gonna get there in a second.
Okay.
But shout out to all 32 of you here. Make sure you smash that like button so that the algorithms let the YouTube people know. You
super
like
chat, if you got that money.
Feel free
Not
to
bless
chat.
you. Thank you for hitting the like button.
Barbara wants to know who would I want to see between Crawford versus Fundora or Crawford versus Virgil? Definitely Crawford versus Virgil. Like, I know Hiro loves Fundora. I'm not the biggest Fundora guy. I have always thought Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford was one of the best fights when they're both at welterweight. Now that they're both at 54 at a weight class that's going to make both fighters more, they can make the weight more comfortably. It's an even better fight to me. So
I think either one that
I want to see how Terence Crawford neutralizes
Virgil.
Yeah, man. I want to see how he neutralizes the power jab of Virgil.
That's not going to happen. That pressure that he brings.
I think he could.
No.
It's a tough task. I think he could.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Crawford, but that pressure that fucking
because Terence Crawford's instincts
is a different pressure. Ain't all this message coming forward.
Terence Crawford's instincts is.
I like Crawford, but I've seen him rock a couple times. Let's be honest. Come on.
Boxing is a contact sport.
So Virgil can rock. If Virgil rocks Crawford, I'm telling you, he's gonna go for the kill.
And we know if Crawford rocks Virgil,
no, I don't see that. I don't think his power is as big as Ortiz. Anyways, on to the next.
David Esther, shout out to him for the $5 super chat. He says, "How is Gary and Anton Russell fighting Edwin Los Angeles, but leading PBC?" I've heard all kinds of things about that. No, I've heard all kinds of things about that. I've heard that that's fake and whatnot. It's not really true. He's not leading PBC, but if that were to come true, then that'd be great. I don't even care. Listen, Gary and Anton Russell could fight Pops or me, and I'd be excited to see it because we haven't seen Gary and Anton Russell fight
for a minute, man.
Long time. So.
Yeah. We have to time will tell.
I don't think he's leaving though. That's my honest opinion. I don't think he's leaving. I've heard he's not leaving. So, yeah. But thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
David says, I think Tszyu's loss to Fundora was a fluke, but he shouldn't have lost to him, cut or not. He was coming off of a KO loss to Brian Mendoza. And look, Brian Mendoza, his went aging gracefully.
You can't say that because, I mean, the way that cut was, like literally on his hip, like right here, it was a bad cut. So you can't say that. And you got to respect Tszyu, because Tszyu after the fight could say, okay, fuck it. I got my ass kicked. I'm going to move on, which he actually admitted to. But what he's saying is, I'll fight anybody else. Come on, I'll take it back. So that mentality, even after that serious cut of the elbow, whatever hit him, he was willing to say, like, I'm here for everybody. I'm going to go for everybody. And for him to take the challenge against against Virgil, that tells me a lot about him. I'm sorry to say. He fought Fundora, got elbowed him, whatever the fuck happened there. After all that bleeding, what Brendan was saying is going to affect him. I don't think so. I think he's going to come here and prove another point. And I could be wrong. Pop's always wrong.
Next Gen says, I don't think Crawford's trying to get in there with any of them young guys.
He probably not. That's why he called who he wanted to call. He got that choice.
He said, Terence Crawford did say that Israil Madrimov is clearly the best in the division. That's why he's fighting.
Who's the best in the division, honestly?
It doesn't matter. The division, like none of the champ, like Madrimov just won the belt. Bakram just won the belt. Fundora, like all the guys that won the belts are new. Nobody's really separated themselves.
A big name like Fundora or
Fundora
Tszyu,
is not a big name.
People know who Fundora is in boxing. I would ask, like, who the fuck is Majwa? Who the fuck is Majwar?
The golden boy of Uzbek boxing. You better
Look about. God bless Uzbek boxing for being here in the United States of America.
Uzbekistan.
But I don't
Tired of you
Uzbekistan. And I get why he's fighting him, but I'm not really excited about that fight. I'm sorry. On to the next.
Shout out to Hyro again with another super chat. He says, what are your thoughts on 126 Russell versus Edwin De Los Santos? Gary? That's not no damn fight that happened. I don't know.
When's the last time
Gary hasn't been. I literally have not seen or heard Gary since I interviewed Gary in December of 2023.
I mean, and he was having a good conversation with
us. I like Gary.
I think I'll be honest about Gary. I think Gary is going to take the torch. Rest in peace. All respect to the Russell family. His dad that passed away, and I think he's going to walk with that torch of his father and teach his other brothers how to be a better boxer. That's what I feel. Shout out to my guy, Pro Boxing's very own Daniel Rubin. What's up? Go Montreal Canadiens. Let's go Panthers. I gotta actually. I didn't catch the Pro Box. We missed the whole thing. Night. I know you had Cardenas, you had Max Ornelas. You know, shout out to Pro Box. Make sure you guys tune in and support Pro Box TV. Because if you don't support Pro Box TV, you don't support. It's boxing. Funny you say that because I was watching. I was in Miami Beach today, and I was at a government building, and I was talking to a security guard, and I was telling him about your channel, how good it is, and everything. And then I says, well, who does he go see? And I go, he goes and watch the best channel in boxing, Pro Box TV. And the guy goes, oh, I was there. I went out there to go see Pro Box TV. But he went to one of the Puerto Rican fighters, Patufo. He went, I don't know if you know Patufo. You know Patufo. Christopher Diaz. Yeah. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, Patufo. He's like, that's a good channel. I said, follow and recommend everybody to Pro Box TV because they're on it. There you go. Shout out to Pro Box. That was today. I was talking to the guy. Yeah, and shout out to Kenton for bringing up a great point. Fundura is not an option for anybody because he's out till November because of all the cuts and all the damage he sustained in the fight. So damn, he got fucked up that bad? Yeah. I mean, not that bad. Come on. They're both got hurt bleeding. No. Okay. No. The blood that both of them lost was so crazy. The belt still up in the air. Then nobody wants the belt then, right? Listen, everybody who has a belt at 54 just won the belt. There's no clear-cut guy. There's no undisputed the king of okay. So, you know, there's like good point, Kansas. Thank you. Honestly, like when Terence Crawford says that Madrimov is the best in the division, that's just him popping up his opponents. And when he beats him, he can, which is what a fighter should do. Yeah. A fighter should never like downplay the ability of their opponent because look at Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney called Ryan Garcia a C-class fighter and a bitch and all these things all these things, right? So if you're fighting a C-class fighter and a bitch and all these things, then if you would have beat him, you wouldn't have deserved any credit because you fought a bitch and a C-class fighter. Crawford's popping up Madrimov, so if he beats him and becomes champion, then he can say, "Look, I beat the best guy." But let's be honest on this live. Are you anybody? What's the majority here think about that fucking fight? We'll take a poll. What do you guys think? Is there anybody here that honestly thinks Madrimov is going to beat Terence Crawford in August? Hell fucking no. You didn't watch the guy fight. I don't care. He's not beating this. I don't know shit about this guy. And what you always tell me, if Pops don't know him, you don't know much about him. But Brendan's giving him respect, so I gotta give him respect. I'm just saying that I think they're biggest fights for Crawford. That shit's like a History Vault says no, and Kevin Effect says hell no. Thank you. I'm gonna go with my boy Henry History Vault, and I'm gonna go with him. All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit because there's a couple fights we gotta run through in the card. Okay, go ahead. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Hit that like button, guys. We're like 39 minutes in. We're gonna be probably like another 45, 50 minutes or so. You want me to super chat you? I'm gonna give you the cash out. You're gonna super chat me? Yeah, you want to super chat? You want cash out? After the live, we'll handle that. After the live. Right. But look, next fight, and I know this one will be a very big interest to not just you guys in the chat. Man, I'm excited. Definitely Pops because Pops likes guys who come forward. So Isaac Cruz, I like both. I mean. I've seen a different Isaac Cruz. He grew up a lot in the last fight. I mean, his aggressiveness, how he was coming through. He was popping. He wasn't going forward. He was not scared or anything. I like that Isaac Cruz. But that being said, I know Ryo got surprised. Who was it? The other guy. Then Chris Colbert. Yeah. No, the guy. The guy who knocked him the shit out. Los Santos. Yeah, and then he came back and did what he had to do, and he beat the shit out of him. I mean, this is a tough fight. But I'm riding with Venezuela. You going for Ryo? Yeah, I think to beat Cruz. Yeah, he's taller, bigger. Looking down him. I don't think Cruz gonna do what he did with anybody. He's a taller fighter. He can't handle that shit. Ryo, I'm gonna go with Ryo. Ryo got a suspect chin. Isaac Cruz has a very underrated defense. Like
And what most people will deem to be like a disadvantage, he's turned into a big advantage, which is his lack of height. He's turned.
So you're gonna tell me you're gonna break his body down?
Like he keeps that guard nice and tight, chin tucked. So and the defense is very hard to penetrate, and his punches are very straight. So my thing is, look, Ryo. I know Ryo's tough. Ryo's tough, but Ryo's punches get very wide, and if you exchange with Pitbull Cruz, them punches get from point A to point B very, very straight. Educated. That's why when Rolly tried to exchange him, he lost almost every exchange because Rolly just slinging punches.
But you can't compare Rolly's style to fucking Ryo's. I'm sorry to say, Ryo got some pop on his punches. He can knock motherfuckers out.
I think Ryo's getting packed up in like inside 7 rounds.
Worse than the last fight when he got packed up. Last time when he got knocked the fuck out by Del Santos or who it was knocking him up.
Yeah.
Seriously?
100%.
Holy shit.
100%.
Well, anyways, Mexican people winning this fight. I think everybody can be excited for the fight. We're gonna have to find out and see.
And look, it is Israil Cruz. I'm not sure if the fight's at 140. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but if it is at 140, it'll be Israil Cruz's first defense of his as world champion. So they always say, you're not really a world champion to defend the belt, So it's a chance.
So you don't think Ryo will bring anything to make?
No. Ryo is strong. Ryo is young.
Fight? 60-40 fight?
65-35.
Holy shit, that's not.
I'm only giving it.
Bad,
I'm only giving it
65-35.
I'm only giving it 35, and I'm being generous because Ryo can punch. So there's always that puncher's chance. But again, defense very leaky. We've seen in the past. I think somebody brought up in the chat that he's not really the best at taking it to the body. Pitbull Cruz will be going on there a lot. Good fight though.
What is it? 6 rounds?
Inside 7 or less.
Okay,
7 or less.
Yeah.
That's the kind of fight I see it.
I'm still riding with him.
But
he's tall. You can take it. We'll find out.
Next gen says Ryo ain't punching like Rolly, and Cruz was eating Rolly's right hand. Yeah, but the thing is, okay. In response to that, next gen, and shout out to next gen. Rolly didn't really fully fight like Rolly. Rolly, he got with Ismael Salas, and he started doing me and some of my friends boxeo con flow. Just
he was moving the Cuban shit.
He's doing that Cuban shit, man. And that's not Rolly. He doesn't fight like that.
No.
And so you took away. So I don't really think that Cruz. I know he got hit with some right hands. I know that Cruz, did take some shots from Rolly, but I don't think it was like the Rolly that was trained by Bullet that was punching a different type of way.
You're saying Bullet was a better
for that fight? No, I'm not saying better trainer. I'm saying for that particular fight, it might have helped that Bullet. Okay. I think just because Cruz is physical, he's short, he's got a low center of gravity. Rolly getting with a guy who's going to teach you boxeo con flow and
that's not Cuban shit.
That's not going to work.
No.
Nothing
expect the Cuban boxing.
And Harold said it's at so it's at 140. So good, good. It's a good fight. Like it's not. They could do a lot worse than Ryo. Hannah Street says I agree with Pops. It's possible for Ryo to win. Ryo has a huge height and reach advantage. Yeah. In my opinion, Cruz has better defense. Very underrated defense.
I think
tight. Shit is tight.
He's gonna come in like this. But if I was Ryo, I would go to that body and I would go with the uppercuts.
But if
that's what I would do.
Look, if you go to that body,
because if you're coming like this, Cruz coming in a high guard like this, right? You leave your whole chest open and you leave all this open right here. Ryo can eat that up.
If his defense was that easy to penetrate, Gervonta Davis would have known what the distance with him. Wouldn't have broken his damn hand, hitting it on Israil Cruz's elbow.
But that was 3 years ago, right? How many years?
3 years ago, yeah.
Forget about that. We're talking about
did Gervonta Davis?
Ryo's has come back and proved himself. He knocked the shit out of fucking
Colbert,
but Colbert
he was posted that Chris Colbert's a blown up 130 pounder. Listen,
he's actually 130.
I know. I don't want to give a death sentence about because they lose fights, but I'm sorry. The fact that he even had a competitive fight with Chris Colbert
was big enough.
Is a big red flag.
Yeah. But you don't think
huge red flag.
But you don't think Ryo's learned from what's happened to him? He's got a chance to be world champion. You think you're gonna sleep on Cruz?
I'm not saying you're gonna.
You're saying okay? Answer me this question.
Got to tighten his defense.
Does Cruz have enough power to knock the fuck out of?
100%. That's what's gonna happen.
He's got more power than Ryo.
Yeah.
Ryo's knocked out some motherfuckers.
Who?
I don't know their names.
Don't say Chris Colbert because Chris Colbert's a blown up 130 pounder. Who did he really who did he fight that was like a top 15 durable fighter, good fighter? Mm-hmm. He's got power when he fought at a certain level, but
he don't got the 100% power.
He can punch, but he's not punching like you think he's punching.
I think he's quicker than Cruz. I think he move better than Cruz.
That don't mean anything.
And Cruz
Javante Davis is quicker than Isaac Cruz.
Okay.
A lot of guys, listen, to be quicker than Isaac Cruz, listen, your quickness against Isaac Cruz is going to last maybe 2.5 to 3 rounds. But you're going to have to figure out how to penetrate that damn defense. Are you saying hard. He's got very good defense.
Right, but are you saying
he's short and he keeps his chin nice and tucked.
But are you saying that from his last fight? You
saying that for every fight I've ever seen of his.
Okay.
That's how he's been his whole career.
So you're saying about this hard fight. You say, so if he comes in the high guard, it's a short fight. Like, I'm a short too, right? And I come in like
it's not just that he comes in the high guard. He comes in a high guard and he keeps that chin tucked. So even when he's punching, the chin's never up like this. Okay. Some guys, they fight in a high guard, but once they start committing to their offense, their chin's in the air and they get countered. That don't happen.
He stays tight.
That's why he's hard to hit flush.
Okay.
You know, it took me a little bit of time to fully grasp his style, but it's a great style.
50-40, 60-40?
65-35. And I'm being generous.
Man,
it really might even be 70-30, honestly.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're discrediting Valenzuela.
Nah, it's just Isaac Cruz is a very good fighter.
It's a different level?
It's a different level.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, I hope it's a good fight. I hope Rob Valenzuela come out there and like guns blazing and you know hurt Isaac Cruz and make it a great fight because you know he's gonna really need it.
Damn.
Next Gen says he feels that Rao got robbed, but he left Cobra hooked too many times in that first fight. I don't think he got robbed. I thought it was a close fight. I thought he had a great first 4 rounds and then was a bit of a front runner in that fight. And Chris Colbert actually in that fight behaved like a fighter and fought very well. In the first fight, the one where they gave it to Chris Colbert.
Next Gen, who you favor in this fight? Who you favor in this fight, Next Gen? I just want to know.
To be fair, Rao did KO Francisco Vargas, won the distance with Cruz. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, look, Isaac Cruz, I don't think he's this Mexican Mike Tyson like people say he is. Like, he does got respectable pop. Mm-hmm. My thing is, if you're a fighter that's fighting him and you're going to go exchange with him, you better have a good sense of positioning. And my thing is, one thing I've always seen with Rao, and history of all brings the fact that Rao has a 6 to 7 inch reach advantage, which he could use.
I'm with you with that one.
If he's able to use it, then good for him. But I'm gonna tell you this: I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's an advantage. Look at the difference. He's looking down with this. Like when he's
fighting, it's not always an advantage to be a long range fighter.
With somebody,
because some guys don't know how to use the
jab
range.
You can set up the jab and come up.
That's not how. Listen,
I know.
Maybe he rises to the occasion like guys like Rafael Espinoza and Ryan Garcia, and he shows something different on the night. But if I'm going off everything I've ever seen in Rob Valenzuela, he's going to exchange. Mm-hmm. He's going to get clipped, and he's going to get a beating.
You going to put to sleep?
I mean, listen. I wish him the best. I like Rob. I've met him in real life. He's a good guy. Yeah. Cool. I got nothing bad to say about him.
Now, Brandon. I don't know. The way I was watching when they had that face off, this motherfucker looking like this. Like I think it'd be more problem for Cruz.
Hyro says that Isaac Cruz knocked out Gamboa.
Okay, Gamboa was a dead horse with one.
That's Hyro's favorite fight.
Which one?
Cruz, because Gamboa. Because he said that Gamboa showed heart in that fight, and Gamboa kept getting up and kept fighting no matter what the circumstances were.
He was a dead horse with one fucking leg. He had one fucking leg gone. He didn't have all his legs. So anyways.
And Hyro was very upset because he feels that Ismael Barroso is being done wrong.
What's happening with him?
This is Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is getting a voluntary. You know.
But
because the Rolly fighting Cruz was a voluntary defense. And now Cruz fighting Ryo is a voluntary defense. So he's saying both guys who have held the WBA title have had their voluntary defensive, but the WBA mandatory, who's knocking the fuck out of everyone, can't seem to get the fight. Well, now let me ask you a question. Let me ask Pops a question, and I'll ask the chat question. Smash that like button. Mm-hmm. What do you think is a better fight? Isaac Cruz versus Rob Valenzuela or Isaac Cruz versus Ismael Barroso?
I ride Barroso. Barroso because I'm pop. That motherfucker comes in like this, do all that shit you want to, I'm gonna knock the fuck. Boom.
The old man,
yeah. Because the old man, I'll be honest, but I like him a lot. I just think, no disrespect to M&R, because we went over here to everything. I just think he's the wrong company, but he got the opportunity with them, so God bless him. But the way old man Barroso comes in from Venezuela, when I first saw him, I said, this motherfucker's garbage. But he's got that fucking pop. I think if Cruz comes in like this and all that bullshit he's doing, this motherfucker catch him with something, and might push Cruz back.
I don't think it's just the pop, though. I think there's more to Barroso than just pop. I think Barroso has really good timing.
So if he's
the timing and the power is makes him dangerous. It's not just the power, it's the timing and the counter.
But if he's a mandatory, why is he not getting? Oh, he's supposed to override all that.
Because Venezuelan boxing don't make money like that.
That's fucked up. And again,
I'm just telling you what it is.
I know. And again, I'll say it again because he's with a small company. It's not a big company.
They don't have that influence like that. They don't have
influence like that. So he's getting dicked around, and that's sad.
You know, but hopefully the winner of this fight bro, and they'll make it 3 voluntaries.
That guy can pop. You gotta give him. Say what you want about him.
I'll tell you this: Sean Gibbons is the Viva Promotions, Viva Mexico, Viva Pitbull Cruz. I guarantee you, Sean Gibbons is not eager to make that fight.
Let me ask you a question.
He don't want to make no damn Barroso fight.
I know in insight between. I'm just gonna ask you because your buddy Sean, God bless him, Sean Sattel, go follow his channel.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked about this fight like that?
We haven't. He actually called me yesterday. I gotta call him back actually.
Sean Sattel, go follow his channel. He used to be with Fight House, but now he's got his channel. He got the real deal now. Yo, that guy looks goofy as. Okay, I can't say that. I'll say that afterwards. The live.
I know you're talking about.
When I first seen him.
Chill. Don't say that again. Because this will get back.
Yeah. I was like, what?
There's 36 people here. Because remember I tell you never know who the hell's watching.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
And like, what? And then on to the next.
So yeah, those are our thoughts on Israil Cruz versus Wow. Really good fight. Now,
real good fight.
We still got 3 fights to break down. We got the heavyweight division. Andy Ruiz Jr. is back. He's taking on your boy Jarrell Miller.
Let me ask you a question. How many chances is Jarrell Miller going to get? This got to be his last hurrah. And I like.
We thought the Dubois fight was his last hurrah.
I mean, the crazy part, right, guys? I don't want to discredit Jarrell Miller because I mean he is what he is. But I think a few weeks ago I was reading in the paper that he robbed a truck with his girlfriend.
That was after he fought Dubois.
Yeah, after he fought Dubois, he came out here in the fucking dealership out here in Hollywood or whatever the fuck he was at, and he literally rode off with a fucking truck with his girlfriend or whatever the case is, and now he's getting an opportunity. Like, and the crazy part about this fight, I'll tell you like this: they're buddies. So is Jarrell Miller coming?
There won't be any trash talk.
No, he already said that. But my whole thing is Jarrell Miller just coming for a paycheck?
Why not? It's prize fighting, right?
Yeah.
Y'all covering paychecks?
Yeah, because I'll tell you like this. I think Andy Ruiz, I would have loved to see him fight Hrgovic. I keep saying Hrgovic. He didn't want to fight Hrgovic, but he's going to fight Jarrell Miller or whatever.
That's how you know that they're paying good money because Andy Ruiz wasn't coming back for nothing.
Yeah, I know. He won the big.
So that's how I know. Look, man, I don't know if this will be Jarrell Miller's last hurrah. I thought it was last hurrah like 2-3 fights ago. Mm-hmm. I thought it was last hurrah 5 years ago when he tested positive for PEDs against Anthony Joshua.
A lot of people are very talk negative about Jarrell Miller.
Listen, I'm not
because they say he should cheat UFC, he should cheat here 3-4 times, and he comes back. And I'm not hating. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you guys. And then I see him again when he robbed that truck here in Hollywood. That really shocked the fuck out of me. I mean, I like him, and I like Big Jarrell Miller. But I mean, when is enough? It's enough. He's not going to get enough chances forever.
Yes, so I mean, look, it's a fight. Look, and last time Andy fought, I went to that fight. He fought Luis Ortiz. Mm-hmm. He's got. Listen, I think Jarrell Miller's been brought here for a reason. It's to make Andy Ruiz Jr. look like $1 million and get Andy Ruiz Jr.'s name back into the headlines and relevant again, and get Andy Ruiz Jr. into the heavyweight title picture.
Will Ruiz knock the fuck out of Miller like he did?
I'll tell you right now,
Joshua.
I'm gonna tell you that. Like I know. Jarrell Miller hasn't always taken the best care of himself, to say it nicely, from a physical standpoint. Andy Ruiz does not stop Jarrell Miller. He needs to hang it up.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm serious. Like, that's not the reason I'm saying that is because, look, Jarrell Miller, when you really break down his style, he's a guy that likes to throw a high volume punches, a lot of arm punches, not a big puncher in the heavyweight division. Mm-hmm. Andy Ruiz is a very intelligent
hard
counter puncher, has some of the fastest hands in the division. And he's a better, the best Jarrell Miller can show up. Andy Ruiz should always beat him. You know, there's just the gap in skills is too wide.
Are you expecting a knockout?
If Andy Ruiz does not get a stoppage victory, he needs to hang it up.
Wow,
that's how adamant I am. And don't get it twisted. Jarrell Miller, he's a durable guy. He's probably coming like 400 plus pounds, so it's not easy to knock a 400-pound guy out.
Yeah,
the Dubois was hitting this dude with everything.
Yeah,
and it took him a while to get Jarrell Miller out of there. But it's a good heavyweight fight. You know, solid. You know, I don't know what to make of it because on one hand you got one guy who gets chance after chance after chance when, you know, he failed like 10 drug tests 5 years ago.
No hating on him. We're just
And I'm not hating on him. I like hating on him. I like Jarrell Miller. I've had conversations with him in real life, and I've given him encouragement about, just making his life better in person.
Let me ask you something.
But my thing, you got him who hasn't really done anything. He's made a lot of mistakes, which none of us perfect, but he's made a lot of mistakes. And you got another guy, Andy Ruiz, who literally had the boxing game in the Cobra Clutch. He was the first Mexican American heavyweight champion.
He just slowed down,
and he just enjoyed his riches too much, and then he hasn't really been able to capture that momentum. He's had stints with Eddie Reynoso, and he stopped going to the gym to train Manuel Robles. So it's like, what is this fight? Big picture? What is this fight?
Let me ask you.
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. We know that Andy Ruiz most likely will win this fight, right? But if an opponent want to fight Andy Ruiz, they're gonna say, "Who the fuck you fought?" I mean, besides Anthony Joshua, who's
Andy Ruiz fought Joseph Parker.
Okay, Joseph Parker. Let me reword this again. Where would you like to see Andy Ruiz go after this fight? No disrespect to Baby Miller.
He could fight anyone in the top 15. Anyone like Broccoli, the Caballero Frank Sanchez winner.
Mm-hmm. So you don't put him up in the echelon no more. High echelon.
No, listen, because now it's crazy. Now I'm gonna.
He's still young, right?
He's gonna start sounding like Adrian Broner when I say this. But like a focused Andy Ruiz is a very, very dangerous fighter for anyone in the heavyweight division.
Right.
But he ain't been focused in half a decade now. And when you start doing things wrong over a long period of time, that's who you are.
Or you break your consistency of training and all kinds of shit, and that also has an effect on it too. So you don't expect much from whoever he fights next.
I don't really expect much from either one of the guys.
So it's just right. The next fight is. In other words, you're not going to see him in big money fights.
Why should he be in big money fights? He should jump the queue. This guy dug Filipovich twice, and he should just jump the queue.
No, I don't think so. I'm just telling you what, because he's saying that once he beats Jarrell Miller, he's going to get back in the mix.
I'll tell you who I like to see Andy Ruiz fight.
Oh, so
I'll tell you exactly who I want to see Andy Ruiz fight. Because I keep hearing that this guy from Top Rank, I can't stand him for the life of me. Jalalov. All right, everyone says,
is he good?
Jalalov's this killer, right? And I'm gonna say it like this. I got respect for all the countries. I have friends that are from Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
Timur Bargamov, shout out to him. But recently, Uzbek boxing as a whole, they've been the British fighters of Central Asia. They've been getting their ass knocked out in every single fight. So I don't want to hear about no Uzbek killers right now. I don't want, because Ergashev, Odebek, they couldn't get it done when it mattered, right? So I would like to see Andy Ruiz fight Jalalov. I feel like Andy Ruiz needs to prove himself in the division. Jalalov is a guy that's getting a lot of hype from certain people in boxing and in the boxing industry. If he can get a win against Andy Ruiz Jr. at this early stage of his career, I think that would bode well for him. But Top Rank ain't really matched up.
And for Big Baby Miller, I mean, you only get so many times the door opens up for opportunity. It's your time. It's your last time fighting under the Salida promotion, whatever issues you have with them. And you got to come out here and do what you got to do. So maybe some other promoter can pick you up. Or you come out here and beat the fuck out of Andy Ruiz, which I don't think you're going to do, and get an opportunity to get a bigger fight. But if you don't beat him, you must retire.
Hurricane says we need Jalal the KO Jared Anderson. To be honest, both of them are both of them are equally overrated to me. Top Rank has matched both of them up very, very softly. So I would like that fight, and the winner of that fight would actually get a little credibility in the heavyweight division. And I'm not so sure Jalal would knock out Jared Anderson.
So you're basically saying, I understand it, and I like Jared Anderson, but you think his mental issues and all this stuff is going on. That's the biggest part that he had. But if he can get that together, you don't think he's still going to be a serious heavyweight to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division?
Who?
Jared Anderson. If he gets his mental state right, and he gets everything right.
This guy hasn't even won a world. At least, listen, before Adrian Broner started screwing up, he won. He's not like Riddick Bowe. Stop. Don't do that shit.
I was telling you,
he's not like Riddick Bowe.
All right.
Don't ever say
that.
So,
but I'm saying, so you don't consider him on top 10 anymore, contender?
Jared Anderson?
Yeah.
I never considered him a top 10 contender.
Okay. All right.
He's fringe, top lower 15 at best.
Holy shit, but that's put him out there.
So I'm saying, bro, Jalalov's best opponent is Curtis Harper. And one guy, Tommy, saying that Jalalov is a killer. I watched that fight. I've seen the video of him.
Did he impress you?
Knocking out Richard Torres in the amateurs. I mean, okay, cool. You knocked out a guy that's a small. I don't want to downplay. I like Torres, but I'm just saying, you got to show me. It's one thing to do. You got to show me. Just show me in the pros, man. Match him up with somebody who's on his level. You don't even got to be like anybody too great. It could be Michael Hunter for all I care. It could be.
Have I watched him?
If you did, you probably didn't remember anything because I'm telling you, he didn't fought nobody memorable.
And I would remember if he was something.
Yeah, you would remember that fight.
Okay, so effective. Okay.
Anyway, as I thought on the heavyweight card, Hiron wants to know what are my thoughts on Michael Hunter versus Cassius Chaney for the WBA interim title on the Broner card. That's a good fight. Michael Hunter. This is probably the best opponent Michael Hunter's fought, which is actually it's very sad. It's the best opponent Michael Hunter's fought since he ducked Filip Hrgović blatantly for the IBF mandatory. I'll tell again, going back to him. I like Cash. I met Cash Chaney. He's a very nice guy.
Awesome, yeah.
Cassius Chaney is a guy that overly relies on his athleticism. He's been in a lot of camps. Been around a lot of heavyweights, but mentally, I think he lets himself down sometimes. Just from talking to him and just seeing how he fights in his fights, I think sometimes mentally he ain't the sharpest fighter in the world. I think with Cassius Chaney, as he grows in confidence, he's
still young.
He damn near not young, but he beat the brakes off Kerry Bryan and
I remember that. Yeah.
Ended his career.
Right.
Michael Hunter is a more skilled fighter in that fight.
Yeah, but he's a waste of talent.
But I'm gonna tell you right now,
Michael Hunter's done
if Cassius Chaney catches his ass the wrong way, I don't care how many amateur tournaments Michael Hunter won.
Mm-hmm.
If Cassius Chaney catches his ass the wrong way,
good night to
yeah. And one thing about Michael Hunter is he's got a style that's very reliant upon being sharp and having your timing down, and he hasn't really been fighting that much. He's been doing that team. He's the greatest team combat league fighter ever.
Is he?
He's like 10-9-1 or 10-1.
I'll say it like this: Michael Hunter. I mean, I guess what all of my using that shit right there, but the greatest team with the combat bullshit. But to me, I think it's a waste of talent. I mean, I remember when his dad was good and this and that, and this guy he's supposed to be one of the top heavyweights, and then he went from Triller to Triller promotion, this promotion, that promotion, turned down Hrgović, turned out this person. So to me, I look at him as a waste of talent or a waste of time of his talent. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't care who he fights or why he fights, because to me he hasn't proven himself to be that top-notch heavyweight fighter that he could have been if he just got his shit together.
Nah, for sure. We got 2 more fights to break down, and then we'll get up on out of here. But shout out to you guys for rocking with us.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hannah Shiva wants to know, BT, do you think this card is stacked? People are saying it's the best card in decades. Yeah, but look, before I get to the last part of your comment, they were saying that for the first Saudi card for Day of Reckoning, and Day of Reckoning was a glorified showcase card full of mismatches from top to bottom.
Yeah.
As far as this card, I think I think it's a very good card. Just on Virgil and Tim Tszyu happening alone,
right.
Just that fight alone to me
right.
is good enough. If not, and Terence Crawford is back, so it's always good to see Crawford. Yeah. He's fighting a legit, credible fighter in Madrimov.
I don't think it's the best fucking card.
It ain't the best card of all time, but it's a good card.
You gotta sell it. You got Eddie Hearn, the best seller, and everybody else. So yeah,
2 more fights.
Mm-hmm.
So also on the card, you're gonna have David Morrell against Hot Rod
at 175.
Radivoje Kalajic. So David Morrell is moving up. He's done with 68. He's entering the light heavyweight division. And now this also, side note, this also allows for the possibility for maybe him and Dave Benavidez to fight, because Benavidez is now a light heavyweight.
Well, he come out and said, when I was watching it on shout out to Fight Hub, watching the whole thing with them, with Saudi and all this stuff, he came out and said, like, nobody wants to fight me at fucking 168. So I go 175.
I like that. And I like that he's doing it early in his career. He's not waiting around. And
I go to 175, and I'll challenge anybody. And I agree with him. If I'm not getting the fights that I want to get, the big fights, because people want to avoid me, then I go to 165 and challenge myself, whoever wants it. And if that starts with Benavidez just moved up there, then so be it. But he's out there to do that, so respect to him. I don't know who this Raja.
No, Hot Rod's a good fighter. Hot Rod.
He is.
He had that fight Marcus Brown 8 years ago. I was there. I was on the Spence Algeria undercard. He got robbed in that fight. Mm-hmm. He fought Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev stopped him in 5 rounds.
Right.
He's always been one of those guys that's a solid contender. I don't think he ever quite put it all together.
Decent.
Good. Yeah, strong
average,
guy.
Average.
No,
decent.
He's not average. He's just a little
above.
He punches way too hard, and is too busy trying to just be an average fighter.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But he's a good fringe contender. The ideal opponent you'd want at 175, because he's been in there with big names like Beterbiev, been in there with Marcus Brown. So this is going to be a good measuring stick for Dave Morrell Jr. And one thing about Hot Rod is going to exchange. So Morrell's going to have this.
He's gonna stand in there.
He's going to stand in there. He's going to fight.
Oh, he's gonna run.
He's tall for the weight. Look,
He's in Russia.
He's tall for the weight class. No, he's Bosnian.
Okay, that's a tough. Yeah,
but he's one of these guys, Hot Rod, where he's very tall for the weight class, has long arms, tries to box at times, but he likes to fight, and he's got great power. So it'll be a good introduction to the lightweight division.
If he stands to fight with this guy right here, he's gonna be in trouble.
How do you know? You never even see the
fight? I don't have to. I see enough from Darren Morrell to know how he is. If he stands in there and fight with Morrell's gonna tear him out.
Now I want to bring this up because Kevin Effect brought up, and this is actually I've heard from multiple people in boxing. So
is that fact?
I don't know what to be fact, but it's something I've heard through the grapevine because it basically I've heard that David Morrell Jr. when he fights in the Armory in Minnesota, they don't really drug test out there. It's not something they really do out there. And if you notice, all of his fights in the Armory, he not going to do spark out. Cold. One, 2 rounds. Beating the brakes off of him.
Oh, wow.
This fight will not be in Minnesota. It'll be in LA.
Yeah.
So if he don't look like the
monster,
sensational Morrell, my eyebrows are going to raise just a little bit. But, look, I'm not going to sit here and play holier than thou. And there's so many guys on it in the sport. Who knows? But good fight. I think it's the ideal fight to introduce him to the lightweight division. Hot Rod's challenge for the title. Hot Rod is strong. Hot Rod just and David's bringing it up that Sullivan Barrera was shot because that was Hot Rod's last opponent. He fought Sullivan Barrera and knocked his ass out the ring.
I mean, okay, I respect to Hot Rod what you're saying, but I'm gonna go back to what we're talking about Morrell. And I'll say like this: I'm not a big fan of his promoter, but I'll leave it like that. But I'm gonna say it like this: for somebody to come out and say that, there's a reason why they're saying that, right? Or it's just about like there's no fact to that. There's just rumors, right? But I think he's a monster either way. But if you're saying that he's only fighting at the Armory because he can get away with that, and that's why he's showing his power.
I'm not saying that. That's what I've heard. I don't know what the truth is.
So we have to find out and see what happens with this fight away from the Armory, and if they test him, see is he willing to test everything, Vivada and Estrada, or what's called?
We'll see what happens.
But I like the talent. I like the idea he's going to 175. We don't know because in boxing we don't know.
We don't know, so it is what it is. And the last fight on the card to wrap it up. Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran. Good fight. Antonio Moran has mixed it with some of the best in the world. Devin Haney. He's fought Devin Haney. He's fought Kendall Castaneda. He's fought a lot of guys. He's never really been able to crack at the top, like a world level. But he's a very good veteran fighter. And for Cruz to be fighting him so early in his career, I think it's a good step of fight for Andy Cruz.
You favor?
I think definitely Andy Cruz. You favor Andy Cruz in the fight just because like
age?
No, not age. Like he's just the more talented fighter. But look, Moran, as you can see by his record, 37 pro fights. He's been in there with a lot of guys. Right. He actually fought on Angelo Leo's undercard against Mike Planita and he fought Romero Duno, and Duno was in our changing room. He was in the Angelo Leo changing room. So I remember Duno was very confident that fight. He got knocked the fuck out by Antonio Moran, Kendall Castaneda, Michael. Like he's always been able to.
Junior.
Yeah, the guys. So the guys like in the top 30, like from like 17 to 30, he can beat those kind of calibers.
So it's a good fight for.
But the guys 15 and up, he can't beat those guys. So you can see in the record, he lost to Ortiz. He lost to Arnold Barbosa Jr. Devin Haney had got the most devastating knockout of his career against Antonio Moran. So
he fought Pedraza too.
Yeah, so very experienced veteran.
Yeah.
And to date, in my humble opinion, I mean, out of the what is this? This is not Andy Cruz's 4th fight, so without a shadow of a doubt, for me, the best fighter he's fought so far, and we're gonna see how he handles a good, experienced veteran fighter in Antonio Moran. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to say one more thing. Are we finished with this part of the show?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say one more thing. I was watching that fucking shit with Mayweather and
Bill Haney.
Yeah, I mean, he was like just going on about.
Bill Haney said he's still in the streets.
Who?
Bill Haney said that he's still moving in the streets. He's a thoroughbred street dude, and he used a different word, but
yeah. I'm just saying, like I was looking at Mayweather, and I'm like, man, he's going off on all kinds of shit, and I don't know what to believe from Floyd because Floyd always says all this stuff, but then he can also contradict himself and say other things to cover whatever he says. I mean, I don't understand. Like He said, "Oh, I wanted the best for David Haney. I don't know why Bill came up with this style and blah 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 blah." And I was the era of Mayweather when I was doing this. I mean, what is his justification? What is he saying? He doesn't like the fact that David Haney.
I don't even know what they're arguing about.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're arguing about.
Okay.
Bill was talking in circles.
And he was still saying, yeah, okay. What I did? I left it.
Good idea.
I left it for several reasons. I'm not going to say the other reason. I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, but look, guys, on that note, look, it's 12:10. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. This is
medication.
Our second live day, Pop's taking medication. I got to get my rest. We have a long day tomorrow. But listen, guys, continue to support the channel. I'll be live. I'm actually going to go live for that DAZN card tomorrow. Yoenis Talise, and I think the guy's name is Jackson. Josh Jackson. Or Talise. He scored a big knockout. I seen him fight live. He scored a big. He fought another Cuban on one of Jake Paul's cards. The one Lorenzo fought on when I was out there.
Yeah,
he scored a ridiculous knockout.
Holy shit! Yeah,
scary knockout. Like it was vicious. So he's a good prospect coming up, and he's headlining tomorrow. So we'll go live for that, and then Saturday is your boy Jose Ramirez taking on Rantis Bartholomew. So not the most exciting week of boxing, but we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
And thank you so much for being here and. Stay tuned. On to the next.
And yeah, definitely gonna be pumping out more content and getting back into that rhythm. So continue to support, continue to rock with us, and yeah, we'll see you on the next live. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.